The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the raw and uncensored Ambitchious podcast. I'm your host, the original HBIC, Katie Boyd. During our time here together, I will be instilling all of the strength, power, and determination you will need to use the very stones thrown at you to build your ultimate empire. We will redefine the word bitch from the derogatory to the acronym, being in total control of herself. So let's adjust our crowns and prepare to live life ambitiously. Oh yeah, here I am, the original HBIC, Katie motherfucking Boyd. And over here to my right is my homie, my ride or die, Matthew Babine.
Yes.
Hello there, sir.
I am doing great. How are you?
Fancy meeting you here.
Fancy meeting you here in this beautiful podcast.
It's a gorgeous day for a gorgeous podcast.
It is so gorgeous.
So I am super excited about today's installment of the Ambitchious podcast because it is all about finding your tribe, your community, your ride or dies, and your peer groups. And we've talked about this in other podcasts,
Yes.
but we've never really given clear-cut instructions on how we find our tribe and how we find our peer groups.
Yeah.
Because what do they say? If you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and that's a little scary for a lot of you people out there in Ambitchious land.
I just had a flashback. I was like, how the hell did I end up here?
Oh my gosh. I think about that too.
I hung around with some humdingers back in the dizzle.
Same.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we were talking about this the other day, how we were just letting people glom onto us instead of being definite with purpose of who we truly desire to have in our lives.
Right? Absolutely.
It's so important. So we are going to get down to the nitty-gritty in just one second. But before I start, I always love to read the Ambitchious iTunes podcast review of the week. And it is from Chris Tell. And she says, HBIC with like a bunch of exclamation points and a red heart and 5 stars. And she says, Ambitchious. You can tell who the strong women really are because they are the ones building other women up instead of tearing them down. Katie's podcast is raw and real. And there's no doubt in my mind she is a trailblazer in formulating techniques to implement in our everyday life that will not only enrich and uplift ourselves, but anyone else who you want to vibe with. Red heart.
That is awesome.
Thank you, Kristen Tell. Please email me at themisfitclub@gmail.com to redeem your $100 gift certificate to use towards anything KBMFC related. And to all of you out there in Ambitchious land who have come on here, taking time out of your busy lives to give the Ambitchious podcast a 5-star review and write a little something. I thank you from the bottom of my little black heart. And if you haven't yet, and you're just using me and abusing me and not giving me anything in return,
Get your ass over there.
come on now, child.
Oh, child is
Get
right.
over to iTunes and give us a 5-star review and write a little something. Don't be a lazy biatch. Seriously. Enough is
Biatch.
enough. Enough is enough. So that's the iTunes review of the week. And like I always tell you every week here, because people reach out to me from all over the world. How do I work with you? What's next? What's the next event? Like whatever. Go on over to kbmfc.com and check out either the events page or programs. Both will bring you a wealth of knowledge of what's coming down the pretty pink pipeline on kbmfc.com. And also, I send a little love letter out to all of my Ambitches from all over the world every Tuesday. You can also subscribe to my weekly newsletter. There's always a wealth of knowledge and inspiration, great recipes, and keeping you up to date with anything that's going on in KBMFC and Ambitchious land.
Keep those recipes coming because every time you put a recipe up, that means I had a really good meal.
Matt loves it. He's just like, oh, is this for the website or is this for your next program? What's going on? So I try to be every week, make a little something different. And Matt likes being my guinea pig for that.
I try to eat it before you take a picture for
delicious.
the website.
And it's delicious. Yeah, I'm like, don't eat that yet. It's perfectly placed on the plate. Seriously. You know what pisses me off is so many people that are like food bloggers and things. They make this delicious food, but then it looks like someone just puked in their plate and then they take a picture of it. I'm like, dude, come on, do a little bit of food styling.
Yeah, take some time.
Do you know what I'm
Take
saying?
some time.
Just,
Yeah.
just help a sister out so I don't have to see your diarrhea on a plate on Instagram. Just maybe put some cilantro on top of it, a little parsley,
a little something, right?
lemon wedge, just
Clean
something
the plate off a little bit.
God, Lord. So we're going to talk about finding your peer groups today. This is so important. I really, truly believe that if you're going to be ambitious, you're on your way to being your highest, most ambitious self. Part of that is having really high vibrational peer groups and tribe and community and friends that are going to help lift you up and not drag you down. Mm-hmm. The worst thing in the world is to be surrounded by toxic, parasitical energy vampires, and that really bring nothing to the table. I'm not saying anyone's perfect, because we're not. We all have our flaws, but when someone's toxic and they're just like using people for what they can get, if all their relationships are transactional, in the end, that starts to lose its luster.
Oh, absolutely.
And I have broken up with a lot of people in my day, friendship-wise, and business partnerships and different things, because it was just so one-sided. People have to bring things to the table. And I truly believe that being tribal, being in a community, having these special people in your lives is actually wired into our DNA.
Right, right.
Don't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And bringing something to the table is not like bringing, I have money to bring to the table.
Right.
It's called, peace or joy or, conversation.
Absolutely.
Or, goals that you have in common, common interests, stuff like that, right? I mean, I've shed a lot of people probably just from, we're still talking about things that happened 15 years ago.
So true.
And it's never really kind of stepped up to where I am now. Not that that's a bad thing, but, I'm also not dating the same girl I dated when I was 11 or 14 years old.
11?
Right? Well, 11, I thought I had a lie about a girlfriend. Well, I had a little girlfriend at 11, yes.
What? What were you doing with her?
Maybe a handhold or something like that. It was not a real girlfriend.
My God.
But what I'm saying is I'm still not seeing her when I was in 6th grade or whatever I was. I don't know if it was 11. It could have been 12. I don't know. But what I'm saying is relationships shed, right? And that's
I'm going to shed you today.
That's a healthy part of what? Life. You like that?
Growth, life.
When I was 9.
Oh, Jesus.
When I was a player at 9.
Oh, my stomach just got a little nauseous.
I was a cute kid. What do you want from me?
You're like, candy girl.
And that song was popular.
Probably was when you were 11.
I was in the Meadow Glen Mall in Medford, Massachusetts, trying to get some.
Did you have a rat's tail in the back of your hair?
I didn't have that, no, but I had hair. I didn't have to have it as a rat's tail. I had a jerry curl. And
Matt had Soul Glow.
Soul Glow was in my head.
It was.
Totally screwing up.
It was like coming to America.
Yes. I was already in America with my Soul Glow.
Oh.
But no, really, I mean, did we really think about who our friends were going to be? Or did they kind of just, this is like the pack I hang out with.
Yeah.
They weren't, at least for me,
or I met this person in kindergarten and I'm still trying to be friends with them when I'm 25.
Right.
It's like,
but
what
I
are
have
you doing?
I have some friends, some dear friends from when I was younger. I don't see them. I mean, whatever, but I know that they're good people and they're doing well in life and so forth and so on. And I wish them the best. But everyone's just so damn busy. But as you become an adult, right? Like when you're older after college or whatever, or when you're in your 20s, that's the time where you probably start saying, hey, you know something? I've been around this person a long time. They don't bring it to me anymore. They're still doing the same thing that they were doing 5 years prior.
And every time you're around them, you feel icky.
Well, they want something from you constantly, and it's a one-way relationship.
Yes.
And a one-way relationship doesn't work. It's got to be
quid pro quo.
Yeah, it's got to be like
it's symbiotic.
You bring something, I bring something,
yes.
whether it's emotional, whatever, spiritual, or something in common.
Absolutely, I agree. So we're going to give you the top 5 ways that Matt and I use to keep our tribe growing, and not only growing in numbers, but high vibrational.
I call it tight, but
tight like Matt's pants right now.
Yes, my pants are so tight. I didn't eat anything yet.
Good.
There will be though.
This is why I just starve him all day. So the first way that I feel that you can be helped by this podcast today is, number 1, sit in self-reflection. The first way to find your homies is to know what kind of relationships you desire in the first place. So if you desire relationships and you're looking for relationships that bring big stuff to the table, like, do you desire friendships that are easy? Like, you ever have those friends where everything is like a fight? Everything is like so exhausting.
Not good.
Like if you know, a month ago you planned to go on out to dinner on a Friday night 4 weeks ago. And then Friday comes and you're like, I am just so beat. I'm so tired. I feel like crap. I don't really feel like going out to dinner tonight. I don't want to get showered and get full hair and makeup. Not that pertains to you, but most of us.
Well, I do have makeup. I do use some once in a while.
Matt powders his nose once.
I do powder my nose.
He also has a white wig from the 1600s. He was up in Parliament.
It takes me some time. I was up in the Parliament.
My God.
The spaceship, the Parliament.
What the hell is the spaceship, the Parliament?
It's a group.
From
what? Funk group from 1970s.
Matthew, that is not our demographic funk. Here. I don't think anyone's listening to Parliament Funk.
Look it up. It was amazing.
My goodness. Is that who Snoop Doggy Dogg sampled?
Yes. That's. Oh, no, you know.
Yeah, because I love me some Snoop Doggy Dogg, but I'm not listening to bow, wow, wow, yippee, yo, yippee, yay.
Yes. But,
wasn't that Parliament Funk?
I think it was. Yes, I don't know. But
if you're talking about it, you use it as a reference to probably what like what?
I forget the names of them, but if I had to start dancing
sing
right now, I don't know right off the top of my
head.
Let's move
God.
On. Parliament Connection. Parliament Funk.
No, I don't even know why we're on this.
We got the funk.
I made fun of you, and then it went down a bad path.
Yeah, so you're complaining about you're tired. You don't want to go to dinner that night. You made the reservations. You made the date weeks ago, but now you feel like shit. You don't want to go.
And you call your friend, and you're like, I'm just not feeling it. I'm so exhausted. And what happens? They get pissed off at you, and they don't talk to you for a week.
Yeah.
Does anybody have friends like this?
Well.
I know that a lot of you out there listening to us right now have friends like this. And that is like something in my friendships I cannot deal with. No. I was planning on going out to dinner tomorrow night with a friend of mine.
Yep.
And I'm on a book deadline. And I'm kind of behind because a lot of things have transpired in the last couple of days. And I just texted her this morning. I was like, hey, I'm on this book deadline. Like, can we maybe like touch base tomorrow and see where I'm at with it? And she texts me back. She goes, oh my God, Katie, no stress.
Yes.
And I was like, I love you.
That's the best. That's the best kind of friend. And the best kind of people to hang around with there's no, I have to be on.
Ew.
Do you know what I mean by being on? Well, like, it's like I have to think about things to say, or I have to think about things to talk about, or, to make this really good.
Yep.
That's tough, right? I just like to be able to go with my peeps. I call them my peeps, or my peers, or my people, and just be able to be and go. And then the conversation should just take on itself. And,
absolutely.
If I don't feel like talking, it's okay to have silence and just sit there and eat your food.
Well, I think because of who we are, people. And I've heard people say this about me before. I've actually heard it said, so I'm not like just making this up. I've actually heard people saying like, oh, we have to have Katie come because she's like going to be the entertainment for the night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, first of all, I'm not a circus clown. Like, you can't just like have me come to your dinner to like entertain you.
Get your court gesture suit on.
Like, what am I, like a gladiator? Like, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Like, I'm so sick of being Russell Crowe circa 1994. It's exhausting. Like, I want everyone to be funny and everyone to be lively and everyone be part of the conversation, not me just like telling knock-knock jokes for 3 hours over
I love a good knock-knock
filet
joke.
mignon.
And they don't want me just busting out the Parliament in the middle of the dance floor.
Okay, it's over. It's been done.
Right.
It didn't get laughs the first time. Let's let a dead dog
lie.
lie.
It did. Ed Sullivan was over there just laughing.
He's like, this poor guy doesn't know his ass from his elbow.
Laughing at me.
I think that's what it actually was.
That's all right. I won't be hanging around with Ed Sullivan.
Ed, you are our peer group.
You're a peer group.
Oh
we love you, Ed.
my gosh.
Okay.
But seriously, guys, think about that. Like, really think about who you desire to be friends with and what you want your friendships to feel like and be like and act like and walk like and talk like. So that's number one. And write it down. If you have to take out your journal and write, I desire friends that bring blah, 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 blah to the table, A, B, C, and D. Write it down. And then we're going to go into number two, which will help you also find them, is try new things. So if you're doing the same things over and over again, expecting a different result, that is the definition of insanity. So if you love to hike, or you're a horseback rider, or you're a wanderluster and you want to travel the world with just a backpack, I don't know what you love to do, but usually if you find other people that like to do those same things, That's pretty dope.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. Like, I love to scuba dive, and I love to play golf.
I hate scuba.
You hate scuba.
I'm not Matt's peer group on that.
You love to be on the boat waiting for me while I can tell you all the stories about what I saw.
Instant green. Instant green.
How about that time we got in an argument when I was scuba diving and you were on the boat, and I was like trying to tell you my shark story because I saw a shark, and then you were like, listen, I don't care about the damn shark. I've been puking up here. Remember that
Yes.
time?
Matt brought me on a scuba diving trip. We were in Turks and Caicos. And Matt's like, it's only going to be like an hour. It's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
I sat on that fucking boat for like 6 hours just bobbing up and down with a bag of potato chips. That's all they had to eat on the boat. And I was just like, is this real life? So he comes up and he's like, babe, I saw all these sharks. And, blah, blah, blah. And I literally looked at him and I was like, fuck your shark story. I want to go home. So we're going home. And I kept saying to him, because he had like a Panama Jack hat on. And I kept saying, dude, hold on to your hat because the hat's going to go flying off your head.
Off the boat.
What happened? All of a sudden, the freaking hat goes in the water and then they have to turn the whole boat around. Now, mind you, I was already like vomiting my brains out.
And they picked up the hat.
And they had to turn all the way around, get Ding Dong's hat. They had to
very
get
green. They don't want a hat just floating in
No, because it could hurt the animals.
Right. They got it.
Yeah, you didn't get any ass for like days on that trip.
that was a trip that
I was like,
I was with my peer groups.
Speak to me at all.
I had to spend some time with my scuba peer groups instead of my woman.
If you like scuba and your wife does not like scuba, find a scuba friend. Scuba Steve.
Yeah, Scuba Steve.
Right?
Yeah.
Like don't try to like make people like what you like. Like that is not really helping you find your peer groups or your tribe or your community. Go out and find those people, but know what you want, know what you desire and what you want.
And then
out of a friendship.
Like you said, Scuba Steve may be my peer group for that, but it may not be my business peer group or my other type of friends.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we do these retreats all over the country and all over the world. And people are always emailing me and they're like, how do I find people like you? How do I find people like the girls at Katie Boys Miss Ficklum? I'm like, why don't you come on a retreat with us? Yeah. Why don't you do whatever with us? And people are like, yeah.
It takes effort. You can't just sit there and expect something to happen without taking action.
Absolutely.
Take action. If you want to be around like-minded people, you have to put yourself in, in the at least the area,
and put them in the arena.
Right. Yes.
So if you're like, I want to find like-minded people who love yoga and who love to drink wine and who love to meditate and like eat good food, find a spiritual retreat. You're going to find people. If you're in another country drinking wine and doing yoga and meditating and sharing your deepest, darkest secrets with people, you will instantly become friends.
There's something about this person I like. Isn't it a miracle?
Oh my gosh,
people that
so
like the same
true.
things that I do.
Absolutely. Number 3, ditch your judgment. So I talk about this all the time. Judgment, it just keeps you small. It just keeps you small. It keeps you tight in your bud and you never can bloom. And judgment has become, in my opinion, one of America's favorite pastimes. Like have you ever been at like dinner with someone or out to drinks or whatever, and they're like making fun of everyone in the room?
Yes.
That shit like goes over like a fart in the wind with me. Yeah. I'm like, I have no love for that. I'm like, what if you're making fun of this person for her boots or her hair barrette, and she's like the coolest shit in the world, and she could be like one of your best friends, but you're
who makes fun of people?
So many people. What do you mean? Who makes fun of people?
We
don't make fun of people. I mean, I make fun of you, and you make fun of me.
When I was a kid, I made fun of people, but I was an idiot.
Right. Seriously,
right?
It's so true.
I was an idiot.
Who judges people and makes fun of people and talks shit about people?
Right?
Like, you're out and the girl's like, oh my god, look at this one, look at this one skirt, look at this one skirt, look at this one's that. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? That's like so low vibe.
These are people your age and my age that still
or older.
Yes.
Like, come on. So if you're constantly in a state, in a vibration of judging other people and making fun of them and gossiping, you probably will not find your ideal group of people to hang out with, right? So
unless that's your group.
Or unless you're a bunch of
group.
fuck faces and you just make fun of people, gossip bags, which is totally fine, but I ain't gonna be friends with you.
Nope.
It's so funny because I spoke recently at an event and I was talking about how detrimental gossip is and how it can literally break a whole entire team of people apart, whether it's a business team or a friendship team or whatever. And I love the quote by Jay-Z, and he always says, "Don't tell me what they said about me. Tell me why they were so comfortable to say it to you."
Right.
Remember that quote?
Absolutely. I mean, they're in the same level.
Yeah. And everyone's like shaking their head like, yes, Katie, yes. Oh my gosh. And then like an hour later, this lady comes up to me. She starts gossiping about someone to me about on her team. And I was just like, bitch, did you not hear what I just motherfucker said?
There's no gossip at all.
Stop. Like, I will just be like, we don't speak like that about people around me. And this is, you guys, this is coming from someone who grew up the biggest gossip queen on the face of the planet. You know the show Gossip Girl? That was actually made about me. Whoever wrote it knew me, and they actually wrote the show about me. So stop gossiping, stop judging, and just put your intentions out there before you go out. Set your intentions and say, you know, God, universe, my intentions today is to maybe meet someone new that's going to really like bring something to the table in friendship.
Right.
And be open, because the more that we're closed and we're judging, we're compartmentalizing our energy, but not in a good, healthy way.
No.
Right?
Yeah. No, that was a good one.
Thanks, man.
I like that.
That's why I have a podcast.
I know, but I mean, there's some things you say that I'm like, oh, that was good, but that one was really.
There's some things that you say that are also good, but I just haven't heard them in a while.
They're coming now.
Oh, good. Let me buckle up. Let me buckle up.
Better put your seatbelt on,
right?
Because here I come.
Okay, brace yourself, Effie.
Brace yourself, Effie is right. I love that.
So last but not least, number 5 is be the first to reach out. So if you meet someone that's so cool and you guys exchange numbers or business cards, or you start following each other on social media or whatever, don't wait for the person to reach out to you. Get out there, get out of your little introverted, hermity shell, and reach out to the people.
Reaching out, like I can't call, if you meet, especially with opposite sex or whatever, you're trying to get together with somebody. It's like, oh, I'm not going to call him because I have to wait this many days. Oh. Well, 5 days now. He's already met somebody new because he didn't think you wanted to call him.
There was this book, I think it's still out there, was called The Rules.
Yes.
I think that's the name of the book.
Okay.
And a girl, when I was like 20 years old, like gave it to me, and it's like a tiny little book. And it's about all the rules. It was written in like the 1920s. I'm not even joking you. It's like a real thing.
So this has been a thing that's been going on forever.
Forever. Okay. And it's called The Rules. And it's a book of rules for women to follow in trying to like get married and land like her husband. So someone gave me this book a while ago. And when I was single and I was like just dating every fucking asshole in Boston.
Because look at me.
Yeah, but it was like 20 years later.
I'm shackled.
Oh, please, you love it. You love this prison.
It's a beautiful prison.
That's awful.
I'm teasing you.
You're going to get it at the keister later.
I was hoping. Okay.
I'm going to put that ball gag in your mouth, and it's going to be a real gimpy good time.
All right, let's not go crazy about it.
Anyway, so this book, The Rules, and it would say, like, one of the rules in the book, I remember this like vividly in my mind, is if when you meet the man and you exchange phone numbers, you can't call him for 3 days after like you meet him, and then if you do go on a date with him, you can't call him for 3 days after the date.
Jeez.
Like, these are games. These are games played with the opposite sex.
Yes.
They're games played with the same sex. Friendships, business partnerships, alliances, collaborations, whatever. Mm-hmm. And the thing is like, you guys, it's not serving you to play games in relationships. Relationships are supposed to be fun and fancy-free and easy and full of just like high vibrational frequency. It shouldn't be like, well, I kissed him and now I can't have sex with him until, 2021 or whatever the hell you guys are doing.
Keep it above board and harmonious, right? If anything good is going to come out of it, it's got to be, in harmony, right? So it's going to be like with intention, like you said.
Yes.
And with like, this is really how I feel.
Right.
So if you start holding your feelings and all these different things, then how are you ever going to be able to be straight up front with anybody anyway?
Or if like people will say, and I'm sure you've heard this, like you can't tell someone you love them first.
Yes.
It's like, what?
Yeah. No.
It's so weird.
You told me like on the second date, and I was like, well, this is going to be the girl.
Oh my God. No one out there in Ambitchious land believes a goddamn word you're saying because they know I would never.
Says, I love you. And
oh my God. The second date, I kicked you out of my home, I think.
All right. You don't have to tell everybody the truth.
Seriously.
For God's sakes, can I live my fantasy?
I don't even know how the first date became a second date, honestly.
Thank God. That was my manifestation.
I was trying to scare you away.
That was all my manifestation.
Yeah. Did you also manifest the time that I showed you the big dump that I took in the toilet?
No, that was something that was along for the ride.
On our first date.
But I mustn't have been definite about what I wanted to
I was
manifest.
very definite. I was trying to get rid of you. On our first date, we were at dinner, and I actually slid my phone over to him, and I had taken a picture of a poop that I took that was so large that I said, this is picture worthy. So I slid the picture across the table, and I said, what do you think about this shit? And he goes, holy shit, that's a massive dump. And he goes, whose shit is that? And I go, it's mine. And he was like, it didn't even faze him. I was like, God damn it.
No, it fazed me. I was just like, is this what people do when they date now? I mean, what the fuck?
He'd been out of the game for a while.
I've been out of it for a little while, and it was like a freaking shock. I was like, that's nice. Ooh.
Unless you're a fecophiliac and you're into that.
Would you like another cocktail?
Matt was into Shiza porn, so he was like, this is grand.
That's exactly
Will you also put on your little mustache?
Yeah, that was my thing. Not.
Still is. Well, nothing's changed. So guys, in all seriousness, poop porn aside, you guys, if you want to really find your tribe, if something is just, chewing away at you, that you're like, I want these people in my life that are going to bring joy and happiness, you gotta be the first one sometimes to make the move. What are you laughing about?
You were saying about the Shizer and all this stuff.
Oh, you're still on this?
No. I just had a little giggle about it again. Yeah, continue.
What do you want me to do? A pull my finger joke too while we're at it? Lord. Matt, but do you agree with this?
I agree with you 100%. You kidding me? Absolutely.
That's such lies because we meet people and I'm like, oh my God, we should hang out with that person. They're so cool. And it's like, Matt's like, I don't really have time for that. I'm like, what the hell? This person's smart and awesome.
No, if they're smart and awesome, we're hanging with them.
Sometimes you think people are smart and awesome, and then you actually figure out that they're not smart and awesome.
That happens, but you got to give it a roll of the dice.
You got to throw shit to the wall and see what sticks sometimes.
But which is nice is we're busy, and the people that we do hang with, we love them dearly.
Yes.
And when we get together with them,
and if we stop hanging out with you after we've hung out with you a couple times, it probably means you suck big donkey balls.
It could happen.
Don't lie.
That's true.
Don't lie.
Yeah.
So I hope that this Ambitchious podcast helps you find your peer groups, your tribe, your community, and your soul brothers and sisters. Thank you to each and every one of you for being crusaders of the Ambitchious movement. And like I always say, see you next Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.